Hey guys, it's Ms. Castor. Go ahead and get out your notes, title them Four Corner Model, and make sure to have any questions that you have for me over here on the left. This is what your paper is going to need to look like. So if you need to pause the video so you can create your paper to look like this, you're going to split it into four corners. So the equation part of this, we have an equation that says 3x plus y equals 4. And I'm told to write the equation in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form, remember, is y equals mx plus b. So in order to do that, I need to move some things around, because right now I have 3x and y on the same side. So I'm going to subtract 3x and subtract 3x. That's going to give me y on the left, and then on the right side I have a negative 3x and then a positive 4. So now that I have my equation in slope-intercept form, I'm going to take this equation and put it into my table. When I'm creating a table, I always want to have two negatives, two positives, and 0. So my favorite numbers to look at are -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, because that guarantees I have two negatives, two positives, and a 0. So I'm going to go to my calculator and I'm going to plug in this equation and see what my table gives me. So I always start with a cleared calculator, hit y equals, and have negative 3x plus 4. Then I'm going to look at the table, so I hit second table. Now right now my x values start at 0, so I'm going to hit my arrow up to get to -2. So at -2, my y value is 10, and -1, it's 7, 0, 4, 1, 1, 2, and -2. So I'm going to transfer this table into the table in my notes. So at -2, I had 10. At -1, I had 7. 0 is paired with 4. 1, 1, 2, -2. So this is my table. Now, I can look at my graph from my calculator as well, or I can plot these points. So let's take a look at the graph first. I'm going to hit the graph button. So I can see that I have a negative slope because it decreases from left to right, so it's a negative slope. And my y-intercept is at 4. So, again, going back to my notes, my slope is my m, so that's I know is going to be -3. And then my y-intercept is my b, which is a positive 4. Now I'm going to plot these points here. So I have -2, 10, -1, 7, 0, 4, 1, 1, and 2, -2. And then I'm going to connect my dots. About like that. Now for the verbal interpretation of my equation. So the graph of the function contains the point, we'll go with -2, 10. And when the value of x increases by 1 unit, the value of y decreases by 3 units. So this is the meaning of slope. This is how we interpret it. And I can pick any point from either my table or my graph, and this statement will still be true, that as x increases by 1 unit, the value of y decreases by 3 units. Okay, so given this information, I want you to answer these questions. So you're going to answer these 3 questions here first, and then you're going to write the representation that you use to answer each of these questions over here. I need you to write the question this time and write the answer, and then the representation that you use to answer that before I see you next time. So I will see you in class.